This is Lord Thaddeus Cray, and today we're going to be talking about a movie. There's a review, obviously, that actually came out in 1985. It was directed by Tobe Hooper, which is pretty much the same guy that directed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Is this movie a good movie? Actually, I think it is. The acting was not the best, but at the same time, there were definitely some memorable moments. The movie Lifeforce is about space vampires. That's right, space vampires. I'm not talking about Dracula in space. No, I'm talking about something so much worse. Yes. The original book, I read it myself. It was based on a book called The Space Vampires. The dude who wrote it was a guy named Colin Wilson. The book was definitely boring compared to what Hollywood did with this thing. I'll tell you right now. They did a very, very good job of this when it came to effects, as well as the creatures. Now, what exactly is the premise of this movie? I told you, space vampires. Do these things feed off of blood? No, they feed off of life energy, or life force, hence the title of the movie. Now, you're probably wondering how the heck do space vampires come to Earth? Well, it's very interesting in its own self. I'm not going to put too many spoilers out there, but I am going to put a few. You pretty much, there's a British American space shuttle. It's called the Churchill. And this guy, who's the leader of the crew, if you want to call him that, dude's named Tom Carlson. There's a big, over 100 foot, like a mile long spaceship they find that's pretty much in the inside of Halley's Comet. They find when they get into the ship, there's all a big space shuttle, right? So they go into the ship and they discover a bunch of dead bat monsters and all kinds of stuff. They go in there and they find 3 bodies. They look human. They're naked. There's 2 male, 1 female. What they decide to do is, okay, let's go ahead and bring these, where these people are aliens, they're thinking. Let's go ahead and bring them in and try to study them. So they bring them onto the ship, and they really, really messed up on that, let me tell you. This is a sci-fi movie, but also a horror movie. So I think you understand what happens in horror movies. When you make a mistake, you don't just, go, oops, you die. That's what happens. So yes, everyone except for Mr. Carlson, of course, croaks. Like big bullfrogs, baby. It's over. So pretty much, later on in the movie, you find out that the female vampire is the leader of the bunch. And it's really, really nuts. Basically, like I said, they find Carlson pretty much in an escape pod which crashed to Earth. They decided to bring the bodies in, if I remember right. It's been a while since I've seen this. So, like I said, they, of course, these idiots, they still want to examine these freaking aliens they think are aliens, and they find out to their detriment that, again, they're vampires. These creatures, they love to siphon your life force. They love to. Let's leave it at this. What they do, how they feed is crazy. What they will do is, especially the female vampire, she literally will kiss you and suck your life force away and leave you like a husk. And pretty much the husk that's left behind, some of that energy from her or the other 2 males are left in there, and they basically revive and become energy vampires themselves. And pretty much, if they don't get the energy they need by turning other people into zombie-type monsters, they explode. Like I said, the movie itself is... The effects, again, are very, very top-notch. You have, again, this one... you have one vampire that forms out of blood. And literally from the body of another person. It's really crazy stuff, like I said. And I think, if I remember right, it's a British city that is completely... London is where it is. It's completely overrun near the end of the movie by these things. I'm just saying, if you get a chance, really check this movie out. This one's going to kind of be short because, at the same time, really putting too much out there would ruin the movie for you. I'm just letting you know. I'm literally kind of going all over the place with this. But at the same time, if you want to see a hot vampire chick go around draining people's life force, and the main character, she kind of chose him, and what I mean by that is not in the good way. She's like, yeah, you're going nowhere. So basically, if you want some kind of crazy, just zany effects, very, halfway corny acting, but somewhat solid story in its own right. I mean, there's errors, but I'm telling you right now, when it comes to movies that I've reviewed, this one is probably, I would say, the best one I can tell you about. Just go ahead and give it a chance if you really want to think about it. Like I said, it's a gem that I would recommend anyone to watch. Again, it's called Lifeforce. Go ahead and give the movie a look at, and hopefully, it's a long one. I'm letting you know that right now. I think it's a little over a couple hours, but it's definitely a couple hours of your time that you don't necessarily be wasting, at least in my opinion. You guys be safe, and take care out there.